Okay, here jumping into the next game for the day. Here we're gonna have Genji versus LNG. Here's LNG making it quite cleanly, undefeated through the play-in stage. Here, Genji though coming up short in their season back in the LCK and securing, I believe, the third seat out of Korea. This should be a very interesting clash of styles here between LNG and Genji, mostly because Genji is quite a tame, rather predictable, but very structured team that play. Let's see, actually. I want to make sure I'm in the right place here. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Small game delay. Yeah, so we'll be on to the match soon enough here. And now... Mm-hmm. Yeah, LNG though having a very interesting run through to actually get to Worlds here. They were the premier dark horse upset out of the LPL, upsetting everyone along the way. RNG, I think they even beat FPX, but FPX into the lower bracket. Did not win it out. Obviously took fourth for the overall placements out of China and have made it here. So they end up becoming a very scary team to consider, especially when their back's against the wall. They have nothing to lose. They could really end up surprising everyone here at the tournament. Let's go over here. So LNG making up Ale, Tarzan, Icon, Light, and Iwandi. And Icon, actually going back a couple years, was quite the knight, the legendary mid laner of his era. He's currently past his prime, some would say. But Tarzan still sitting quite in his prime from that Griffin era with Chovy, and kind of one of the legendary junglers coming into this tournament here. I think we're about to finally get into Champion Select. And if you missed play-ins, Ale is quite a monstrous top laner. So it's going to be a very big question. It's going to be a very big question and challenge over for Rascal in the top lane to see if he's even going to have a chance here against Ale, all things considered here. So bans coming in here, Jarvan and Kennen and LeBlanc banned out so far. LeBlanc just not allowed to really exist in this tournament here. I feel like we've seen like 100% ban rate on her. Ryze taken out as well, so removing Icon's ability to move all over the map. And now, what else are we actually going to play out and play through here? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ruler is a fantastic bit of talent there in the ADC role over on Genji's side here. It's kind of where it's just Genji, if to relate it over to Team Liquid, is actually, or at least related over to North America, is kind of a better Team Liquid. Very predictable, very paced, very like slowly grind you out kind of team here. So we should be seeing a super standard comp out of them. Nothing too spicy. LNG, I don't know if they're scared of the spice here, but getting rid of the Yumi, which we did see in the first game of the day, I believe, just show up in quite a powerful way, and pocketing the jungler and pocketing the mid laner. Camille going to be the last ban out from Genji, and now Tarzan picking up the Lee Sin. So being able to secure top tier pick here in the jungle, a very big playmaker. And now Rascal going to pick up the Renekton. We've seen very little Renekton actually so far in this tournament here. Clay going to capture the Misfortune for Ruler, another high priority pick in this tournament, in this meta so far. Very curious about the Renekton pick. It kind of like guarantees Rascal should not have any bad matchups into topside, and that's sort of where you get rid of the Camille to negate that. But I'm very curious to see what LNG may do here topside. Are they going to actually counter out and take away the top lane pick? Because I don't suspect BDD to take the Renekton mid. I don't think that's a adjustment that they would make. And now, there we go. ADC secured here, so it's going to pretty much pattern over for Genji to pick up their jungler in this, and then we'll go into pretty much likely support and more mid lane bans. And this will be the top lane secured. It's going to be a Gwen, which has seen a lot of nerfs since she's come out, mostly on the skip and slash, so her level 1 is not too OP, and she's a little bit more, it's a little more required for her to acquire the flash summoner and not just run ignite teleport. BDD going to pick up the Xin Zhao, another powerful pick that we've seen so far. Really good for the team fights, allows himself to just play a disruption with that Crescent Guard and be hard to actually like nail down and kill. Thrush could be the first ban here in the second phase here from Genji. getting rid of the kind of standard support that would go with the Aphelios. Really, it's got to put Light into kind of a bind here and really give prevent him from being able to reposition readily, especially if Ruler is able to catch Light out with the bullet time. It will spell a disaster here, and I believe LNG going to ban out the Leona here because that would be the next major power pick for the support line. And Genji should be pretty okay here to not ban the Leona. They will be able to secure it for themselves. They're going to ban out the Braum. So they're going to ban out the next line of supports going down to sort of that B tier, A tier with the Thresh, I would say. And this means that now LNG have to ban out the Leona if they want to actually sort of prevent the tier A CC bot from coming out. No, Vedi's jumping in on the Renekton versus Inzao combo in the top lane. It would be super scary here. And now we have a jungle ban, actually. So limiting Clid on what has been a very powerful pick here. If you were listening to the cast that I had with Warren during play-ins, he's been highlighting quite strongly that the Earthbender in the jungle is super scary, is super powerful. And if that was actually paired up with the Renekton, it would be an instant kill lane. So it's very curious that they actually ban that out when the jungle is already showing with the Zinja. So I'm a little curious about LNG's ban there. I don't really feel like, especially with how the workaround works, that the champion has a lot of viability in mid lane. But Leona get picked up by Genji, so they've got their power bot lane here. The engage and the damage that's going to come out from this Leona and from this Misfortune are going to be pretty disgusting. And unfortunately, LNG going to be forced to sort of counterpick themselves. Rakan, fantastic for the engage with the charm and everything, but Leona can kind of stuff that with her Q, with her stun. So it's going to be a little dicey here. May, if I want, he's very good at his shield trading out. Maybe I'll actually prevent a lot of the damage from coming out from the Misfortune, but I wouldn't anticipate too much. And Icon going to be picking up the Silas. So looking at the Dominus, looking at the Bullet Time, looking at the Crescent Guard, and the Solar Flare. That is a lot of very good teamfight ultimates to have on your side and to put in the hands of your mid laner. And now Zoe available. And that's going to be the secure. So it's going to be Zoe mid lane against the Silas. Not going to be the best ultimate to hijack there for Icon. But the rest of the team of Genji are going to really be able to set him up. And now Xin going to be available to really have several good gank lanes available. Sleepy Trouble Bubble in the mid lane. The stun out from the Renekton top side as well as the Misfortune. So there is a lot of opportunity here for Clid to get some work done early. We haven't exactly seen a lot of pre-10-minute ganks in this tournament so far. The Scuttle Crab exchange has been an incredible and super priority. I think the only time we've seen a great variance of that was in the Fnatic versus Hanwha Life game. But looks like we are going to be getting ourselves set up here to go off to Summoner's Rift here and get this match started here. About to hit the halfway point in the day. So this is actually going pretty well and getting pretty exciting here. Yeah, Genji have secured themselves a lot of really good winning lanes, as Vedius just pointed out. Renekton's going to have early prio with his abilities against Ale on the Gwen. And Ale actually going for the Ignite teleport with the Gwen, so a little bit bold there. But BDD with the Zoe and Ruler and Life may be able to also get the prio. So it's going to really be able to set up Clid to have control of the jungle, of the river, and perhaps even double scuttle Tarzan, but we will have to see if Tarzan has a strategy to outthink that possibility. No cheese to be acquired here. A major defense here topside for Genji to prevent LNG from getting any invade, and also prevents any real warding except for that top brush one. Okay, so looking at how the junglers are going to start out here, it looks like it's going to be both are going to be starting on their red buffs, which would lead a pathing for the top side for Tarzan. Maybe able to actually punish the prio that Rascal may have if he gets his wave a little too far ahead of the middle of the lane. And the same is going to actually fall over for Clip. But if this is much more likely going to be the top scuttle going over to Tarzan and the bot scuttle going over to Clid, unless we see some major adjustments with the jungle pathing.
In any case, let's talk about junglers, because we already talked about how Tarzan is very recognized as one of the best junglers in the world, and he earns a lot of respect. But back when
Ollie going to start on his E here. Going to be able to trade this up pretty well.
it was actually
Procced up his Conqueror.
better of Tarzan. It was actually T1 that was often coming out on top, and I think that historically it is Clid that has been able to find Tarzan's.
That's going to be the scary part there. That E, that Make It Rain from Ruler, is going to actually be able to really set up light, and he's going to get poked down here in a pretty scary manner. Level 2 prio is going to go over to Genji.
So perhaps Tarzan is expecting Xin Zhao to be pathing up towards the top side of the map, and they may very well end up running into each other towards the bot side, but we'll see as the junglers continue.
Poke down, poke down, poke down, halfway through his mana. Alrighty. Just trying to listen and decipher what Kobe's saying there. Scuttle's going to be traded out as expected. Both players actually skipping 2 camps apiece. Blue buff's going to get now picked up by Clid. Lee Sin on Tarzan's going to have to actually just take care of his wolves and then probably back and then go start bot side to begin his Krugs. Yeah, a little bit better for Clid on the jungle pacing, or at least where he's going. He may be able to actually back after he finishes off his Gromp and start topside with his... Oh, that ward's actually going to be really good there. I believe that's out from BDD. So they know where Tarzan is right now, and they're not really too worried. They've also got an update on his CS numbers. Yep, very major stacking wave. Their teleport going to be used here, so he's not going to be able to actually help anything across the map for a while. But it doesn't look like there's going to be too many options for dives here. The major wave that was being highlighted by Vedius in the top side is just going to be crashed in. And here comes the teleport here. BBDD coming in, I believe. And now here comes the Hella Mist out trying to isolate the situation here. And Rascal's actually going to survive it. So a very sudden and surprising dive there out from Genji, and it's going to work. Yeah, that was a fantastic move out of them. There was no expectation from Ale on that one and could not get the counter kill. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just identifying the ward patterns that are happening right now. Mega Rain's still going to be a very major pain there with the Comet. And it's going to be every time that's going to be up is going to be like just 100 health lost here. Clid with his prio, or at least where he's at on the map and holding control of the bot side of this, is going to be able to start up. And this is actually upping the pace for the average game time that we've seen here. At least the average first Drake timing that we've seen. Normally it's been post 10 minutes, honestly. But we're at 5, nearly 6 minutes right now. And Genji have already found themselves an opportunity to go in and get this Mountain Drake and to start that process. So this is actually will put LNG and it puts this game on a much shorter timer than we've been seeing so for most of the games here at Worlds, especially with all the games we saw at Plans. A lot of taking your time, waiting for items, getting to about 30-35 minutes, and then the final team fights start to happen. And this is just free trade here. This free damage onto Light is really frustrating right now. Icon trying to get the catch onto Zoe, not going to be able to actually get that. BDD with the little shuffle to the side is going to dodge the abscond abduct. And now we're looking actually having the jungler and the support clearing out this tri-brush. Light going to be in a little bit of danger here. There's not much follow-up that's going to be able to come from Ruler. He's going to crash this wave in. Light be trying to be there to protect it. But Life and Clid really bullying out all of LNG from this very bot side of the jungle. And Light's going to try to come on up and catch some of this farm. Now going in here, BDD getting his auto attacks up. Oh, and that's going to be a Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Here comes the Paddle Star. Oh, he is so low here. One more auto, and that's going to be a solo kill for BDD onto Icon. Fantastic here. 2 kills over to Gen G right now. Sitting at 1,000 gold lead now. 7.5 minutes in the game. So fantastic outplay there by BDD. And Icon, unfortunately, flash available and just does not flash the bubble option. And that is not a good start there for him.
We know that a lot of LCK fans are like, well, we believe in T1, we believe in Dam1, not so sure on the other two, but so far the other two have come out swinging as BDD really is showing the difference in mid.
Yeah, it does not flash that. Thinks he can sidestep in at that point. It's a little bit too late here. The Paddle Star comes in, and it just takes the auto attack reset with the ultimate passive. And sorry, that sauce is new. This is not going well. He's going to go try to back in the trade onto BDD, but there's going to be the Sleepy Trouble Bubble. He's going to cut him in half. Like the Kingslayer abscond abduct into Zoe kind of ends up writing you your own death here because BDD's been able to just put that in right after Icon's gone in at melee range. And it's just not a good sign. He's going to go back in. You're going to get the Kingslayer off to try to get a little bit more off, but he's about to die again, and it's going to be another one. So 2 solo kills for BDD. Icon is just not respecting this matchup. It's like he doesn't even know it. He should, like, BD is just getting so much done here. The sleep's going to connect onto the Lee Sin, prevent any counterplay there. But this is just not okay here from Gen G. BDD is, as Kobe said, smashing Icon in this matchup here now. He is a good 16 CS over to Icon right now. He's not going to be able to pick up this wave in mid lane after he gets shoved in by Gen G. Tarzan picking up some constellation prices and getting the bot scuttle, while Clid on the other side has actually gone off and gotten the Herald, gotten the first Herald. And now Light actually with the red and white, with the white and green guns, gonna be able to actually even put down more damage here. This is actually keeping this game quite contentious here. The amount of damage going on to these turrets by the Aphelios is actually very good here. And he's gotten basically three turret plates off of this, and Misfortune's not able to get any. So this has been very good out of the bot side. About a 400 or 500 gold lead for Light over Ruler right now. And there's not been much else. The gank game's actually been pretty slow. No assists other than for BDD. And that looks to have been, I guess, onto the kill on the Ale with that teleport early on. So otherwise, this game is playing pretty super simple, and Icon just not respecting the situation. Tarzan has arrived as well. But yeah, this is actually getting a little bit out of hand here. BDD is going to get the shove in. Going to try to get another CP Trouble Bubble on, but not going to be able to make that connect. Paddlestar dodge as well. Icon may be learning his lessons here. Yep, great point out there by Freak for how the bot lane's actually doing very well, and if this Aphelios does well, then the rest of then Genji might not have any hopes. From the looks of it, the peel actually on the side of LNG. Just let's think about the team fight here. If we're going to be, the main win condition for LNG is going to be pretty much on light. Light must stand the whole fight if they're at least going to play a high percentage. And right now, actually, Tarzan's going to be interrupting Rascal's attempt to get out of here, and that's going to be a kill onto Al, a counter kill secured. Oh, and Save Trouble Bubble. Oh, that was so close to connecting to Icon, and that would have been another death for him. Paddle Star coming through. It's gonna hit Icon again. He is a magnet for these Paddle Stars right now. I don't know if he's got like the ego of a black hole, but everything is just circulating around him and falling into this man's face. And now, second Drake's gonna be grabbed by Gen G. So the gold, it's very close here, but the control over the game is in the hands of Gen G. The only real counterplay that we've seen so far has just been that sort of counter gang, just Tarzan coming over and helping Ale pick up the kill and secure the kill onto Rascal, who overextended and got a little bit too far ahead. Ruler finishing up his mythic now. A little bit weird to see the Eclipse coming out before the Yomus especially on the Misfortune. We've typically seen the Yomus on Misfortune or Graves, and it's usually the first item. It's usually the first one that they bring out before they even get to their mythic of the Eclipse. A little bit of trouble here. Icon and Tarzan gonna have to actually figure something else out. He's gonna go in, but this is gonna be 3 people available. They're not gonna see this. An Icon? I'm sorry, man. Crescent Guard's gonna do a lot of work here, but it's gonna prevent only the damage from outside that circle to do anything. Here comes the bullet time here, and Ally's gonna be able to face tank it no problem inside the Hallowed Mist. And now, here comes the charge up from the Herald. There's gonna be not a lot of health left onto that turret. Silver is going to catch out. It's going to not catch anyone. Now, re-engage coming in here, but I wanted a little bit overkill there, and the bullet, the double up, almost killing him off, following him across the fight there. And now LNG having a lot of challenges here, trying to get themselves into this game. But Gen G are just playing like way too clean on this. BDD overperforming, surprising everyone with these solo kills here onto Icon, and Icon kind of feels like he's just he's kind of messing around on this, or does not understand the matchup as well as he should.
Admittedly, so this was one of Ender's favorite points. The fire map, or the infernal map,
Yep.
actually like a bit of a nerf to Zoe because of the walls that it does actually remove in the jungle, whereas the mountain one is actually a small buff because of the Vaughn. So there is that small factor, but you are right. The moment she has that first item, she's going to start looking for more of these picks. And speaking of picks, LNG have their own
Yep,
set.
4-man top side here, but LNG, they got to make a play here to actually counter this one out here. Zoe actually pushing on bot side. So LNG need to really make this work. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of turret plate gold being put in. Turret plate's actually now gone, but still a lot of progress onto that bot lane turret. Ruler getting zoned out as well, but that's 4 top side. Teleport available on BDD, and LNG are going to rethink this play. And this has actually allowed Icon to get prio in mid. So I want and Tarzan to join him to at least get some damage onto this mid lane turret while, you know, BDD's been able to secure the bot lane turret. So it's going to be this is 2-0 right now. It's 2-0 in turret kills for Gen G's favor. And LNG really, like, looking for a play their top side, but not really able to pull it off, or not confident enough to actually go for it. Nope. So yeah, this is actually going to get very scary here, because now Gen G are actually going to have more map control, or more map pressure, with the teleports available on the Rascal and BDD, and this drag coming up that LNG is going to want to contest. It's only a 3,000 gold lead here in the favor of Gen G, which should not mean too much in the realms of the team fight. It's just a question of, do they really want to contest for this? Do they want to prevent and slow down Gen G's progress in this game? Because that Infernal Soul could mean very big trouble in the team fights in the later parts of this game here. But Gen G going to be able to pick up the Herald. I feel like this is just their counterplay. Actually, they're getting ahead of the curve here. There's still 45 seconds till the Drake spawns. Sleepy Trouble Bubble going to grab Tarzan, but nothing's going to come of it. And now Gen G are going to actually just push out mid lane here. It's going to be 30 seconds left on the clock, and they're going to be able to go on over and take care of this Drake. Ollie's got a prio bot side here, but he's going to be more trouble. Most of his team is over on the top side of the map here, and LNG, I guess they're going to try to trade a kill top side. No, they're not even moving for this. They're not even going to contest this. So I guess they've just given up on contesting this this third Drake here for Gen G, which feels really weird here. Like, maybe they're like really confident about it, but this just does feel kind of weird. Tarzan live coming bot side here. Ally is going to get cut out. Zenith Blade's going to connect on over. Skip it slash because it's going to come through. He's going to dodge out the solar flare. But now here comes the Herald. And it might be 3 melees, but I don't think they're going to have too many problems getting on and getting that little extra 10% damage onto the turret to secure themselves a third tower. It's going to go down by them, but they're going to jump on to Ali, and he's going to actually just have to fight his way out. The needlework getting so much done here, and so much healing. Light's also there as well, and that is an incredible amount of damage coming out here. No one actually dies. Oh, Ali just drain tanked that entire situation with the needlework and with his scissors. Yeah. Well, that's gonna be third Drake there for Gen G. And the opportunities for LNG sort of running out here. They were trying to actually get something done here for LA, maybe set up for a dive onto Rascal earlier. But since then, there's been not much else here. They have not gotten a Drake. I don't think they've gotten a single Herald so far. The church plate gold, I think, was also quite disappointing from the looks of it, except for Light. He was the only one actually getting work done here. And right now, he's actually leading the CS score in the whole game. So a lot of the eyes for this game need to be on Light. And we're going to enter into a game pause. Hope nothing is permanently broken. We will report on what is going on with that as soon as we find out. I'm going to go ahead and see how long does this break take. Alright, so we're going to jump ahead by about 5 minutes. And we're about ready to enter back into this game here. Technical problems resolved. I feel like Freak just had a haircut pun meme with Gwen. And I am grateful to have missed it. And now Rascal, a little deep here. He's in his own jungle, but unfortunately, Iwandi and Icon won't actually say hello. He's going to be able to get out. He's going to have to burn not too much for that, actually. Didn't even have to burn. The ultimate wasn't even available. But now second turret finally secured from LNG, trying to keep this gold close. It's still only 2,000 gold. It's just weird that they have not felt confident in a team fight yet. Like, they're really waiting on Light here to get a second or third item, and it's just going to take too long here. 3 bot side here. Light just having to run away into his turret here. And BDD is going to secure the top side turret as well. But that's going to also, now, Gen G can be able to secure the tier 2 mid. So the gold gains across for both teams is quite high, since there's no great gold difference. And now BD is going to be here, and now the rotation in from Gen G. A teleport coming in. Lose from Ali or Icon, one of the two. It looks like it's Icon. It's going to be able to clear out. It's going to save this turret for now. Yeah. Well, the Baron's gonna be up way too soon, actually, and for how this feels like this game feels weird because the gold is super close here right now. There's only like a 2 kill advantage over on the Zoe, and so the shutdown gold is kind of representing just how much of a threat is coming through here. It's like LNG are like refusing to fight in this match and really like go for skirmishes and believe that they can outplay Gen G in some skirmishes, but they're just not really doing anything. It's not even like there's like a great gold lead here. It's just 3 Drakes and 2k gold. Maybe the map control for the tower is doing something, but I think we're finally actually gonna get something here. Icon's got the solar flare, and the posturing from the rest of LNG is here for this topside river. Icon looking to grab onto ruler, but the strat's gonna be a little bit too fast. Oh, it's gonna get scared by Rascal. Nice call to make. Oh, and here comes the big damage out. Icon is super low here right now. Bullet time's gonna just nick a little bit, but it will put Icon out of commission. It will put this team fight situation kind of a 4v5 with teleports for the 4th and 5th. Sleepy Trouble Bubble connected by eo120. Is able to actually get away from that. But this is going to provide Genji with a great opportunity to take over the top side here. Life not really putting down a lot of wards. May not have a lot of wards available. Yeah, Genji with the reset. I think they're just no one's going to care about Baron right now. It's way too early. No one's actually fed enough or healthy enough to probably actually even play that one out without losing the situation, because they just don't have the tanks to really, at this time, to really face tank it and bait in a situation from LNG. But this Drake coming up here in 50 seconds, this will be the game-breaking moment here for Genji. This will basically decide whether or not they get off the half pipe and call it a day. Go home and do some taxes. All right, now here comes the move in. 38 seconds left here. Life and Clid making their way around here, working together. Putting down the vision. Just a control ward there in the side brush for mid lane. Pick's going to be trying to come out from BDD. This Sleepy Trouble Bubble and Paddle Star are going to be a pain to get through. And honestly, if you're not in the river by now for LNG, those chokes are going to be the end of you, because those are going to be Ruler's favorite times to throw out the bullet time. And now LNG looking to try to get their way around, trying to get into this river. They're going to have to take the long way, and they need to position themselves as soon as possible here. The Drake will be up in 5 seconds. All right, so team fight on deck here. Tarzan's going to be looking for it. The control ward's going to help actually prevent the vision from coming through, but Clid's looking for it. Just going to use the blast cone just to get some distance here. But now all the poke's going to be looking, all the poke for Genji, the way they win this fight is going to be through that poke. And now here comes the bullet time available for Icon. He's going to use it to just zone out here, but he's going to actually get zoned away himself here. It's going to be secured by Clid. And here comes the infernal damage here. The jump on from Life is going to secure. Oh, that's going to be a dead eo120. And now the run through here. Rascal in the middle of it, but that's going to be a clean ace here. Double kill for the Renekton. And they don't even kill. They don't even take a hit. Genji wipe LNG off the map. Clean ace. Clean and easy. Only a 5k gold lead necessary. And now, I think they're going to go for the win here. It was a super smash. LNG just not getting the setup that they needed to be able to contest that fight. The bullet time from Icon was okay, but then it gets interrupted by the solar flare from Life, and he has to cut it short. Yeah. No Baron required here for Genji. They knock down LNG. They start out their group's berth quite well, and that will do for the 4th game of the day.